The seasons are changing, fall's finally here, winter is upon us. It's a time where seasonal allergies start to kick in for people and pets, and it's a time that I start getting a lot of questions from pet owners about their dogs being sick. They want to know if it's something that they should go into the veterinarian for. Is it not a big deal? Is it seasonal allergies? Signs that a dog is sick, and it's more than just something you should keep your eye on. So sometimes it can be really difficult to tell when our dogs are feeling under the weather. A dog's natural instinct is to hide any illness or injury that makes them feel weak. When out in the wild, dogs that seem weak, those are the ones that get hunted by predators. Those are the ones that get left behind by the pack. So it's something naturally ingrained in them to try to hide that. So it can be really difficult as a pet parent to tell when your dog isn't feeling up to snuff. So what are some of the signs that you should be looking for to tell whether your dog's feeling well or not? The big three, I call them, are lethargy, fever, and vomiting or diarrhea. If you notice those signs in your dog, something is definitely up. If you notice just one of those symptoms, it's still important to contact your veterinarian right away. Those are kind of the big three that really indicate that there's something wrong with your dog that's more than just an upset stomach or just a little bout of seasonal allergies. So if you notice one or more of those three signs, you want to call your veterinarian right away, let them know what's going on, and get a consult on what you should do next. Some other things to look for, check your dog's bathroom habits really closely. So if they're urinating more or less frequently, if they're defecating more or less frequency, and if you notice any blood or mucus in the stool, same thing with vomit, any blood in the vomit, that's something that is serious and you need to get help for that right away. Same thing with the urine, increased urination or blood in the urine, those could be signs of a urinary tract infection. So those are things that you want to get checked out as soon as possible. Other signs that your dog isn't feeling well: loss of appetite, a change in drinking habits. They're either gulping a lot more water than normal or not drinking as much as they normally do. Any weight loss or gain that's unexplained, or quick. If it happens very fast, that's a sign that something's wrong. Unexplained changes in personality. So if you have a dog that's typically super social, likes to be snuggly, loves to be around people, and all of a sudden they are more timid and they're hiding a lot and they're finding places to be alone, that's a change in behavior that's really unexpected and unexplained. Now, if that happens for an afternoon, that's one thing, but if you're noticing this for multiple days, that is definitely a sign that something's going on with your pet. Coughing, wheezing, any trouble breathing at all, if you notice that, listen to your dog's breathing. Any shallow breaths, gasping for air, taking in big breaths, frequently, that kind of stuff is things that need to be checked out by your veterinarian because there may be a respiratory infection or more serious issue going on. And obviously when it's related to something as serious as breathing, you want to make sure it's treated as soon as possible before it progressively gets worse and does some long-term damage to your pet. Another thing to notice, and something that a lot of pet owners don't realize, is the condition of your dog's skin and coat. So if you notice the coat drying out, if you notice your dog scratching a lot more, chewing on themselves, any hair loss, those can be signs of some health conditions that need to be more closely explored by your veterinarian. So typically, a lot of these symptoms, if you just see one, watch your dog closely. Keep a really close eye on your pet in the coming few days to make sure that it's just a fluke. Something like, say, their social habits have changed, or they're drinking a little more water, or they seem kind of lethargic. If those things happen on their own, just keep a watch on your dog. Maybe they just have a little touch of the flu or a cold and they're not feeling that great and they'll come out of it in a day or two. But if you see multiple symptoms together or any severe symptoms, so we're talking about vomiting and diarrhea that doesn't stop, mucus in the stool, blood in the stool or the vomit, any blood in the urinary urinary tract, you know, those are serious things. Like I said, breathing trouble, those are some things that need to be evaluated right away. So if you are wary, if something's going on and it just doesn't seem right, call your veterinarian, ask for a consult. They will likely, you know, have you come in and give your dog a quick once over, and that will help put your mind at ease. And also, if there is something wrong, it gets it treated as quickly as possible, which means it's gonna ultimately cost you less in vet bills, and it's also going to help your dog feel better faster and ward off any of those long-term issues that may come up when things are left untreated for periods of time.